What is up, my thrifty friends? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are doing a work with me. This is where we talk about everything and anything going on in the reseller world right now, and you get work done. I'm going to chat your ear off for like an hour and you're going to get some work done. And today's video, we got a lot of things to talk about. I'm actually very excited to talk about these things. I got a couple tangents, not gonna lie, got a couple questions to answer, and then we have some big things to talk about that have rocked the reseller world. So if you are new to my channel, I am a Canadian reseller. I'm a mom to 2 girls, a wife, I work part-time in a hospital pharmacy, and I love to sell used clothing. It's my jam, and I share everything about my business here on YouTube. It's just so much fun. I love this community. I love everyone here showing up for these videos, dropping in the comments throughout the video. If you ever want to add anything, please feel free to comment. This is where the magic happens. This is where we share and grow together. Okay, so let's start this off with, if you're new, you're going to watch for this little logo. It's a WWM. This is the work with me videos. This is how you're going to spot my videos out in the YouTube world above all others, okay? When you see it, click it, you know it's going to be long form content. And yeah, let's just jump right into this. So we always start off with a life and business update. Life-wise, I have had a lot going on. On top of work, which has been really busy, lots of sick calls. I mean, this is flu season, right? This is where employees are usually the sickest. So I picked up 2 12-hour shifts last week, and then I pretty much had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to get shit done, literally, in my business. But it has been a whirlwind. I have a podcast episode coming out soon. I was a guest on a female YouTube vlogger, what is she? Basically, she interviews women in YouTube and discusses their channels, things like that. She was actually my YouTube coach as well, so it was really fun because we worked together. I was in like this YouTube boot camp she did, and then she asked after if I would come on to her show because she's like, I just think you have such a cool niche. There was a lot of things we talk about, but anyways, I was really excited, a lot nervous, and it took up about half a day. I've also been trying to source more just because I hadn't sourced for so long, like beginning of December. So I had to kind of get my stock going up, and then I was behind on YouTube videos, and then Emeka was in curling and I had to go to like a curling game, and it's just been really crazy last week. So on top of that, sales have started to pick up. Let's just transition right into the business part. Sales have started to pick up. I have been listing more consistently. I did a live show last week, which we should talk about that later. Let me just quickly add this in my notes. Otherwise I will forget. We're going to talk about the live show at the end because I have some more thoughts. I've done a few more shows. I've done different ways, and I'll break down what my thoughts are then. Okay, so I did do a live show. Besides for the live show, my ASP for last week was like $63. It's been crazy, which is exactly what I was shooting for. Like, right, this is kind of the new business goal of what I have. So I have lots of items to list that, meet that ASP. I just got to get listing and prioritize that this week. Now, we are going to talk about what I'm doing to help list, and I think it's going to change the productivity in my business. But yeah, that's kind of what I got to do. But yeah, sales have been picking up. Good things are happening. Here's something cool I'm going to share with you guys. I'm actually going to be converting all of these work with me videos into a podcast episode. So I just signed up with Anchor. I'm going to start a podcast. It's relatively easy for me to take this content that's already created and put it into podcast format. And then anyone that, doesn't go on YouTube is able to find these types of videos through podcasts. I actually don't even know how it all works. I love podcasts. I listen to a ton of them. If you're a reseller and you have a podcast, I probably listen. So I thought, why not, find another way to reach more people with this content. And I just love these videos. To me, this is like a podcast conversation. There's like a lot going on. Wow, when I think of it that way. And we are still wishing for snow right now. They haven't had much fresh snow since Christmas, so we haven't been out to the mountains, and we are praying for snow right now. It would be so nice to, get a few dumps so that we could go out and do some snowboarding. But c'est la vie, that is life. That's where we're at right now. Yeah, that's really all I got. I don't know. It's been a really crazy week. That's all I can say. You're going to see a lot of things coming out from me. I have been starting to do some short form content for TikTok and Instagram. More just like creative outlet. I love that stuff. I would love to just be a full-time content creator, but I love reselling. But if I can like still have fun and just like satisfy that part of my brain, I think I've been missing it. I haven't created content on Instagram for quite a while, and it was like finding what I wanted to create, and I think I found it. I'm going to be doing more like thrift based, like just as a thrifter. But yeah, lots of fun, lots of good things happening. Okay, let's jump into the topics. We have so many good ones. I don't even want to give you the recap up front because I want you guys to obviously listen to the whole thing, but I promise everything we talk about is going to be applicable. Well, most of it. We're going to talk about mecari's shipping increase, which doesn't really apply to me, but I know a lot of people that are viewers sell on mecari, so I thought we should touch on that, but we're not allowed to sell on it in Canada. It's just not available to us. All right, so first off, I got to go off my notes here. If you have not watched my video from yesterday, I'm going to pop a link up here and you need to watch it. It is a game changer. It will change your business. I promise. Read the comments on the video. People are just blown away by this. I want to know right now, drop in the comments, what do you think so far? Now I know most of you guys have had a chance to download it. You got 5 free credits, you played around, maybe you bought the 100 credit listings. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? I've been using it for about a week now, and for all the listings I've applied it to, I'm quite happy. Here's where I stand on these types of things. I could do something and my level of perfection is like, in my head is obviously perfect, but perfect can sometimes take more time. Done is better than perfect. And that's where I'm getting at. Does it make a difference the way I write it or the way the AI writes it? No, as long as it's putting all the keywords in that I want, I really don't care. I'm actually getting to that point where done is better than perfect, and it frees me up to list more items. And that's what I'm hoping. This is actually going to help me scale my business just a small amount. I'm not looking to get crazy. I'm not a volume seller, but I do hope that this allows me to, list maybe 10 or 15 more items a week on top of what I already do, which I'm usually doing 20 to 25 listings a day. And that is 2 days a week is what I'm doing my listing in. So yeah, I think that's a huge thing. If you didn't watch the video, I guess I should tell you guys what it's about. It's basically AI technology that is writing descriptions from keywords for resellers. It is reseller specific. I promise you this will change your business. I encourage you to just download it. It's called Magiscriptor, and try the 5 free credits. No pressure to buy. Just try it for 5 free credits and see what your thoughts are. I bet you majority will go ahead and purchase more credits because that's just how influential this is going to be in moving forward with your reselling business. It's just, this is one of the biggest game changers I think I've seen since I've become a reseller. Now, I've actually been working through past listings, so I don't have anything else photographed that I can list that I can apply this magic to. So I've been kind of working through older listings right now and grabbing ones that I think could be improved, putting in the title there and recreating the description, copying, pasting it into the listing, and just slowly kind of working through them. We did have a busy weekend. We've been working on our ambulance, and I created a YouTube video, edited it, and answered 300 comments. So it's been really busy, but this you got to check it out. Something I wanted to touch on that I didn't actually discuss in the video, because I wanted the video to be like a how-to video, more of an evergreen video that people could look back at, a month, 2 months, 3 months from now. But something interesting that I didn't share in there was that I had listed one item. I listed a couple items with my 5 free credits, and one of them was a pair of aloe leggings. I had the photos in my phone, and I was like, okay, I'm going to list these from bed, and I was kind of playing around on it. those leggings sold within 48 hours, and not because there was anything fabulous about them. I actually thought I would sit on them for a couple weeks. I couldn't believe how quickly they sold. And aloe is like one of my least favorite leggings to list now because it's so hard to find. Number one, to find a stock photo. I know everyone, whatever, don't use stock photos. I don't care what you do, but it's so hard to find a stock photo. And then to find a description, like trying to narrow down which leggings they are. I don't know. It's something I struggle with. There's no there's no article number. There's no like item number, style number, nothing on the leggings that I have seen. So I find them very difficult to list. I was happy to use Magiscriptor. I had some good keywords that I stuck into it, and yeah, sold within 48 hours. And then there was another listing that I used them on, which is Free People. I had a Free People cardigan, and half the time I can't find like a stock photo, number one, but I do use Google Lens for that. But I can't find a description for it as well. I was being kind of lazy. I didn't feel like spending like, I don't know about you guys, but I sometimes spend 15 to 20 minutes trying to find a description for an item instead of just typing it up my damn self. And this time I didn't even fret about it. I just put I put the title, because I was able to kind of find a title for the sweater. And then I just put my own kind of keywords into it, stuck it in Magiscriptor, created the description and pasted it in, and it sold in less than 24 hours. And it was not, again, anything special. So I do think they're onto something. And the really cool thing about this is that AI technology and Magiscriptor is actually producing listings that are SEO appropriate for Google. Like, I don't even know how to use these terms. This is like way above my pay grade going into technology, but these listings are how Google wants them to be. So there's listings that we type, there's listings that we think how things should be worded, but this is what Google wants, if that makes sense. Okay, so yes, it's a little bit different than how I would normally word my listings, but I think they're onto something. AI technology is smarter than you and I. Remember that. AI technology is smarter than you and I. Okay, like, let that sink in. It's actually terrifying that AI technology is so damn smart. But okay, so yeah, I wasn't expecting those to sell that quickly. I did still use stock photos. I will continue to use stock descriptions for my Aritzia and Lulu items, and more just because it's so quick and easy to find them. Use an article number, use the little style number on your Lulu item. That is like easy, and I'm not using credits. But you know what? I might even play around with some of my Aritzia items and try Magiscriptor and see what pops out, because I think it could work. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to address a few comments that I read under the video, and just in case other people are thinking, similar things. So first off, there was a comment about Posh that they only use the first 10 words of your description. And I'm going to tell you guys, if this is something that you think as well, that's a myth. Like, that is a straight up myth. There's no truth to that. Have you never seen the reseller that stuffs all those random brands in the bottom of their listing? If that's you, stop it. Stop it. You're ruining the algorithm. But you know what I mean? Like, all those people that stuff all those random words into the bottom of their listing, and then when you're comp searching, those items keep popping up and it's the same people. That's why I know that Poshmark doesn't use just the first 10 words of your description. That's probably actually one of the flaws of Poshmark's algorithm, and we may see that change. But I do think if that's something you're concerned about, and this is something that I normally do, is I actually repeat my title in the top of my description, and then I start my description. And my title is always keyword stuffed. It has everything applicable that someone would be searching for that item. So that would be the fix to it if their algorithm ever changed or their like search criteria or whatever. But I don't think at this time that Posh is doing that. And if they did, it would probably run a hell of a lot smoother than it does. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. And I think as long as you're using good searchable keywords, and this is something I talk about often, if you don't know which keywords to use for an item, just use Google Lens. That's what I do a lot of times. When I have like a really unique item and I'm like, I don't know what this style or this era or how to describe the cut or the sleeve or the pattern, I will put it into Google Lens and I will grab keywords from different items that look similar and start those with my listing. Do you know what I mean? Like put those into my title, then I'll build my title around them, and then I'll put them into my listing and try and build it from there. What I like about this now is that I can enter all of those unique keywords into the title of the Magiscriptor and it will create the listing for me. I don't even gotta think about it. Like that, I don't know, it just blows my mind. It's gonna save my brain so much. Like I don't know. I know you guys feel the same way, and if you haven't, you need to check it out because you're gonna think the same thing. And then, like I said, you need to remember AI is smarter than us, right? And the more we use it, the better it's going to get. You can also add sentences into it as well. So you can get your description, paste it into Poshmark, and add anything extra. Yeah, it's a couple things you have to add and you want Magiscriptor to do it all. But really, if they're doing 90% of the work and you just have to add a little bit in, who cares? It's still saving you a ton of time. Okay, another comment that I saw was, will all of our descriptions sound the same? And I kind of laughed at this because I want to say this first. Literally, like how many of us copy the descriptions from the manufacturers? Me. Yeah, me. I do it all the time. So if we're all doing it on Levi's or Lulu pieces or like Aritzia pieces or Revolve, whatever you're selling, we already do that. All of our listings already sound the same. You know what I mean? But I do think they're not all going to sound the same. And the reason why is that we are all selling different brands. Every title is different. So your brands, your styles, your colors, your materials, etc., any keywords that you're putting into it. And when you do all of this into your listing, they're going to create unique listings for all of us. Are there going to be some descriptive words? Yeah, but I think there already is a lot of descriptive words that we all use. Like it or not, I think all of our listings generally look the same. Like we kind of word or sentence structure different things, but we do all do similar things. And most of us have learned how to resell or how to create listings from someone else. So we're already replicating someone else's work or their thought patterns. So I'm not worried about it. I think the more we use it, again, the better the AI is going to get and the smarter it's going to get and the more unique. And you can also set the tone, which sounds really funny, but it's basically like, how do you want it to sound? I like to use witty sales. I did use cowboy for one of them. And there was like, you could do like, designer sales. Like you can come up with anything you want, really. I think my mind, like even just the box I'm thinking in is like this, and I'm sure it's like endless. Do you know what I mean? That's the crazy part about this software, is that the possibilities are absolutely endless and we're still thinking in this little box, right? Another question that I saw was, why do I have to follow their keyword order? Here's the thing. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. But for best results, they recommend following this keyword order. And that keyword order is based on Google SEO. But you do you. You do whatever you want. I did play around with titles a little bit because I do structure my titles slightly different. I was getting a little bit of different results, but I think I may align what I was doing to what they're recommending, because what they're recommending is based off of Google SEO. And remember, Poshmark used to talk about this in Poshfest. Like they used to talk about Google SEO and they used to say like, this is what's recommended. Do this, don't do this, right? And that's what his little prep sheet was. It was like basically using Google SEO and these are the do's and don'ts and this is to get the best results. But you don't have to do everything on that tip sheet. You can do whatever you want. You can create your listings however you want. You can put them in whatever order you want. But for best results, this was, Posh Sidekicks or Magiscriptor Michael, basically, this was his recommendations. And personally, I will be following his recommendations. I hate to say this, but it's the same as Posh. When Posh makes recommendations, hey, you should be doing this, or we recommend this and this for sales, I usually do it because they wouldn't be telling me to do something if they didn't think it would give me more sales, right? Speaking of which, I actually just got a notification a couple days ago, and it was like, make sure you're including videos to make more sales. And I was like, God damn it. I just stopped doing that. I think it just kind of fell off my plate, but I'm going to start doing it again. I do think they're onto something. I do think that they push certain things in the algorithm. I'm curious to see if videos is one of those things. They're trying to encourage us to do it. They're going to reward you if you are. So yeah, watch out. There's going to be some videos coming onto my listings soon, because if Posh tells me to do something and they say it's going to increase my sales, I usually do it. And that's the truth. So they know more than me. They know more about their app than I do. So I have to trust it. But okay, next one. Okay, this comment was the best. And this is the last comment I'm going to address right now, but this comment is the best. So this person said, sounds like the same amount of work, especially if you're cross-listing. And I was like, okay, you don't even make sense. Number one, keyboard warriors always use Anon usernames, and he had an Anon username. You guys make me laugh the hardest because you usually say the most offhandish things wanting a crazy response, and in the background I'm just laughing. I ghosted you on my channel so no one else can read your comment, and I really don't care. Usually I write a response and then I just move on and I never go back. So I had to bring this up because I thought this was hilarious. But I'm going to tell you this. Anyone who writes 50 listings a day, uses applicable keywords, is trying to have the best SEO, is going to appreciate this app. This app will save you time. This app is putting SEO into your listing without you having to. And like, to be like, if I'm doing this, what's the point of like, I don't even know what you were getting at. Those are two different things. You have to write a listing regardless, right? So for me to go and write my title into it, and I literally will copy and paste both in, done. Cross listing, that's done separately. Like, I don't know how you would relate those two, but I'm going to say what I'm going to tell everyone else. If you don't agree with what I'm saying and you don't think this is going to help you, you do you. You don't have to use it. I am not forcing anyone to try it, but I am telling you this is a game changer. This will change your business. This will change your productivity. Is it going to give you necessarily always better listings than ones that you could create when you spent 20 minutes writing it? Maybe not, but it is gonna create your listing in 20 seconds. 20 seconds start to finish of you writing your title in, it doing its little magic takes 5 seconds, copying and pasting. I cannot match that. I can't do that repetitively on, 30 different items in a day and still maintain efficiency. It's very difficult. So this is where it's going to change your business. Now, like I said, no one has to use this, but if you do, I think you'll be happy with your results. Okay, I'm not gonna address, one more thing. I had a little note here, and I said, basically, I will use this to save my energy and to put my energy into more sourcing and doing better product research, right? So the time that I'm saving not listing, right, by just doing this on, and for me, it's going to be about 50% of my listings I'll use this on. 50% of my listings, I have easy to list items. So it's easy for me to look up a Lulu number, get a description, pop it in. But 50% of my listings, I have to think about. And that's where I'm going to see that time save and hopefully be able to allot that time somewhere else in my business. And maybe you don't even want to allot that time anywhere else. Maybe you use that time to relax and do the things you love, right? Okay. End rant. On to the next rant. Oh man, people have just been so pleasant lately, like just so pleasant. Okay, so this is going to be Friday Tabitha. Today is Sunday Tabitha. Sunday Tabitha doesn't feel as heated about this topic, but Friday Tabitha, she was fired up. And I wrote some comments on Friday and I have all my notes here. So we're going to have to go through this because I feel right now I'm not as heated as I was on Friday. But I do want to go through these because People, what is up? Okay, so I received a comment on my last thrift haul video, and I thought if this person has the audacity to leave this comment, I have the tenacity to address them. And she states, I like your videos, but for people who are new, it would have been helpful to know what prices you paid for each item. It's great that you scored finding these items, but without sharing what you paid, the video was kind of useless. Okay, so let's break this down. Number one, my pet peeve is people asking how much did you pay for that? How much did you pay for that? How much did you pay for that? I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter. It like, honestly, it doesn't matter what anyone pays for an item, because all you're trying to do is calculate how much money someone made and decide whether you think they are successful or if their business model works, and it may not work for you. And I think, so here's my points, and I'm going to go through them. Number one, what I pay has no effect on your business, okay? We all have access to different items and at different costs. So if I tell you that I pay $20 for these pants, that has no effect on you because you or your decisions, it shouldn't. Your job is to try and find that brand for the best possible price. So maybe you go out and you can source those pants for $7 locally, right? Do you see what I'm getting? Do you see what I'm getting at? So what I paid should not influence you. It won't matter. Your job is to find these items at the best, lowest possible cost of goods, and then establish what type of profit margin you want to make. Number two, I did a full transparency video at the end of the year. I'm going to pop it up here. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. I talk about my numbers. I break everything down about Poshmark. I even tell you what I net. I know what I average net over the year, right? I'm not worrying about each individual sale because I average things out. I'm not looking at one to next item to the next item. I'm looking at over a month, what did I spend? And then what did I profit? Some items I make good money on. I make 10 times profit, and some I'm making 10 bucks on. And trust me, those ones piss me off. They make me sad too. But it shouldn't matter. These videos are here to give you brands and styles that you should be looking for, and your job is to try and source them in the best way possible. Number three, you run your own business. You decide what profit margins you want. What I would like to know is, do you calculate your hourly wage? Do you know your numbers? I do, right? So sometimes I pay up for items, but I also work extremely efficiently in other areas of my business. I know what my hourly wage was. I know what my hourly wage was for last year, and it's probably more than most people's full-time jobs. It did very well. And I'm not saying this in a cocky manner. I am being like just completely transparent. I know that if I'm going to pay up for items, I got to work as efficiently as possible so that I'm still maintaining that profit margin and making a decent hourly wage. There are different business models for everyone, and mine may not work for you and yours may not work for me. But when I share these videos, it's just, these are the things I would be looking for, and these are the things that are selling in my closet currently. Next, number four, my thrift hauls are for entertainment purposes. I like to say they're for knowledge, brand, style awareness, but really they're for entertainment. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just beating the dead horse. Obviously, Friday's Tabitha was fired up. These are items that sell. They're items that I know that sell. You can look through my closet. You can look through my solds. Better yet, I do a solds video every other week, and you can decide. You can decide what you're picking up those items for, and then look at what the items are actually selling for and decide, does that work for you? I have a pretty large profit margin, I feel like, that I want out of items, and I don't do volume selling. So I feel like these items are pretty safe bets. And some of the items I talked about, some I don't. I don't even care how much they cost. I know I'm going to make double or triple my investment on them. And that's just how I run my business. Number five, you find my content useless and it doesn't help you grow your business. Unfollow me. Really, like pound sand. That's what I said. That's like a common thing I actually say in real life. You're not my tribe then. I'm a firm believer in you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I've had other people say this to me and they're like, Tab, why do you share all your secrets online? And I'm like, you know what? I can tell you guys everything. I can tell you how to run a business. But if you don't apply what I tell you to your business, it doesn't make a difference. And I hate to say this, but like only 10% of people will apply the knowledge that you're giving them to grow their business. Many people will just, they'll mentally note it, but they don't actually make the changes that are required. So again, going to this, if you find these videos useless, just don't watch them. Who cares? Why you gotta leave a comment like that? I don't know. I have feelings too, just so you guys know. Okay, number 6, I said end rant. So this is probably where I was like, okay, Tab, you're done. But do me a favor. How about this? If you watch my videos and you watch my thrift hauls and you watch my what sold and you watch my content and it helps you in your business, and you've made changes in your business and you've seen growth in your business following the tips or the advice or the knowledge that I share with you, drop it down below. Let me know, because sometimes you hear a couple of these things and you're just like, why am I doing this, right? And I know why I'm doing it. I feel like I have an impact on people, but like, I don't know. When someone tells you that your content is useless, it like hits home. You know what I mean? So what I would like to know is that if I have helped you in any way, drop a comment and let me know, because I think I need to feel the love right now, because I was really upset on Friday. It was not a good way to start my weekend. Okay, moving along. Oh, no, not done. Okay, let's read Friday Tabitha's comment. I usually just delete these comments and laugh, but today I'm addressing it. And this is not to be petty, but to drive it home. Do not compare someone else's success to your own, right? Don't compare my business to yours or your whatever, right? Like, don't compare people on social media to your business. We're all at different stages of our journey and different stages of our business, and commit different levels of time and effort. You are your only competition. It doesn't matter if someone has access to certain brands or bins or pricing. We all have to find a way to make our business work for ourselves. And this is something I've had to figure out for myself. I don't have cheap inventory. I pay up for my stuff. So I have to figure out how to make what I have locally available work for me. I always say, work with what you have locally. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I said. And find the best that's available. If it's all crap, run a volume business, travel for sourcing, or do online sourcing. Be creative and resourceful. If you find yourself giving excuses, find solutions. I've heard of people practically homeless, starting with nothing, building businesses that support them and their family. Reselling isn't for the faint of heart. I've learned that over the last couple years. Hard work and grit is required to prevail and succeed in the reselling world. I'm here to support you guys in any possible way, but I can't give you the drive. I can't give you, I can't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. You have to bring that part to the table. I love you all, and this pep talk hit you. I love you all, and I hope this pep talk hits you hard. You got this. You're smart and capable. Set goals and start working towards them. So this was Friday Tabitha after she reflected on her tangents. Oh man, I feel like this is hitting me hard. I feel like I needed to hear this. I can feel like can you guys see? Like, look, I'm getting weepy here. Oh man, yeah. We all need to hear it sometimes. I think we all need to hear it. Okay, enough. No emotional stuff. We are going to move on here. McCaffrey shipping increase. Let's discuss this. I am going to link the article below. So if you want to look at all the pricing, it doesn't always make sense to me because I don't use mecari. I don't have access to it. We don't have access to USPS and all the different shipping options you guys have. So sometimes I just can't wrap my head around how you guys have so many options. Like, it actually blows my mind. But McCaffrey released a statement starting February 1st, 2023. These new rates will be applicable. And I am shocked to see them looking a lot closer to Canadian shipping prices. Poshmark US must be giggling like school kids. Like, they must be just going, you know what I mean? It's just laughing, because the mecari shipping prices to me look like they're almost double what people are getting on Poshmark. So that being said, I'm curious to know what is coming to other reselling platforms. If mecari is the first one having to raise their prices and that this is having an impact on them, there are a whole slew of price changes that I think are going to be coming from other reselling platforms. I tried to look it up, both for Canada Post and USPS, and there was nothing substantial that I found for incoming postal increases. And I have a feeling when they start to drop some of these things, it's going to be all over Instagram. But yeah, nothing that I could see. But I wanted to share something interesting with you guys. So here in Canada, we have individual fuel charges on parcels. So if you are even just like a small business, you're trying to send a parcel, when you get to the total, there's actually it's like a fuel surplus charge. And they started adding it last year when fuel costs skyrocketed, went through the roof. But what I find interesting is that even though the costs for gas have come down substantially, they're still charging this additional fuel cost. And I just wanted to share that with my American friends. I don't think you guys have that yet, but I don't know. Could it come to you guys? Could they make that change? I know I have read that the postmaster, I think there was like a change last year, and they're really struggling to manage USPS and the costs and things like that. And I know there's been some, crackdowns, I think, on some of the discount shipping. But again, I don't have all the details, and I don't always understand it all because I don't understand the US postal system. But I don't know. I think this is the beginning of more increases. So we will have to stay tuned. Yeah, I don't think we've seen an increase in over a year I don't think they increased it last year. I think it was 2 years ago. And right now our base price for like a 5-pound package is $13.49 with Poshmark. I guess we'll see what happens there. If you have any insight or know of any other platforms that have increased their prices, please drop it down below. There was nothing that I could see for myself. Okay, let's move on to Poshmark. I just have like a little bit to chat about them. They do have a new promotion going on, and if you know a reseller in the UK, you can win a trip to Posh UK. So I need to put a shameless plug in here. If any of you guys are from the UK and you want to have a visit with me and perhaps take me thrifting, let me know in the comments or drop me a DM on Instagram, and let's put an entry in, because I would love to get an entry, but I actually don't think I know anyone personally from the UK. And maybe I do know you and we talk through, other media outlets, but I may not know that you're from the UK. So if you are and you follow, please reach out to me. Let's get some applications in. I would love to come to the UK, celebrate Posh opening, and maybe do some thrifting. Yeah, okay, I had to toss it out there. Also, with the new ownership being official, Naver, purchasing Poshmark, it doesn't seem like anything has changed yet. I haven't spotted anything. I haven't heard anything. I guess what I want to know is, have you noticed anything? Have you seen anything? Is there anything that you've heard whispers of? Please share with us. I personally have not heard anything, but I am anticipating over the next month or two little trickles of changes happening, because they did state that their main tasks for this year was to integrate and improve. So let's see what they got. And then oh yeah, I had in my notes here to talk about that live show. Okay, so I did a live show on Thursday, and I wanted to do a start your own bid. So basically anyone that wants to buy an item could start their own bid. I've also been featuring other poshers in my shows, and I enjoy that. I like using my social reach or even like my Poshmark reach to help other people out. So I usually will open it. The last 2 shows I've opened it up to anyone on Instagram. If you have a Posh Canada, you know, send me, create a bundle, put the listings in there, let me take a look through. What I'm looking for is no flaws, clear pictures, good descriptions, hopefully measurements, you know, just basics, that you ship within a certain amount of time and you have a decent star rating. Basically, that's that you're just going to be a good seller if I vouch for you. I've been putting items in there. What I find is that they're all different items and different starting points. And I think to have the best success, you got to have lower starting points. And that's the couple items that sold from other people. They had lower starting points. And I think that definitely will help. But you know what? It's like live and learn, right? We're all trying this and trying to figure out what works and what are people wanting, because from one show to the next, it's different, right? Depends who's in the show. Yeah. I still haven't quite figured it out. So for this show, I did choose your own bid. All of the items I sourced for like X amount of dollars and under, and I had kind of a general starting bid that I was willing to go as low as, but I like put it out there, but I couldn't get anyone to like initiate bids. There was a couple items that people, you know, said something about, but I couldn't get people to like, hey, start it at this, start at this. And I've been in other people's shows where people were doing that. So I would love to hear from you guys. You know, if you were in the show, were you like nervous to, you know, put a starting bid in? Because a lot of the items sold. I think there was only 4 items that didn't sell, but yeah, it was hard to get people to initiate where they wanted me to start the bids as well. Again, okay, so here's the business aspect. Number 1, I appreciate anyone that supports my business and purchases from me and comes to my live shows. Thank you so much. From the business side of it, I am not finding the ROI on the items that I'm hoping for. And it like kind of breaks my heart a little after the show when items sell for like much lower than what I know they would sell for if I had listed them. And personally, I have a really good sell-through rate, and these items listed normally generally have, you know, will sell pretty quick. So I'm struggling with that. I am really struggling to prioritize shows, and I want to do them because they're a ton of fun. I love hanging out. It's just a fun vibe. But I also run a business, and this is my business, and I'm like, I just don't see that ROI. Do you know what I'm saying? So to sell, you know, 15 items and you're only making $5 or $10 on them, when I look at the time it takes to source these items, because sometimes they're multiple sourcing trips, I can't source a lot of high quality items for a low cost in one trip. So this might be multiple trips where I'm like, I'll skim some of the sourcing off and be like, okay, this will be for a live show. But yeah, it's the time to source it. It's the time to run the show. It's the time to package them up. And then when you calculate that hourly rate, you know, if I think in that show, I don't know, maybe I made $200, but I probably had, you know, 6 hours of time. I guess when you put it that way, it seems like it's good. But the sad part to me is that potentially those items would have sold for $900 if I would have just sat on them for, you know, a week or 2. And that's where I'm struggling. And I think the other thing is I can't source enough and consistently enough to do it volume, where I feel like some people, you know, are able to source daily. You know, maybe they spend the first hour of their day sourcing and they're like, I'm going to run a show every day or every other day, but they're able to keep those items coming. And for me, I took those 15 items out of things that I would potentially list. And now I still have to, you know, find another 15 items to make up for that. Like, I don't know. I just haven't figured out the business model for it. And I would love for anyone watching, if you have been doing live shows, to share what you've been doing and how it's working for you, because maybe I'm just looking at this the wrong way. Like, I don't know. I enjoy live shows, but I struggle with the time and effort and then the return on the items, and knowing that these items could produce a lot more if I just sold them regularly, because I just don't find, yeah, I just don't find the items selling for much. I don't know what's going on with live shows. I don't know why they're not taking off. I do notice a lot of times, even when I pop into other shows, it's a lot of resellers. And I think it's a really good way for people to have access to low cost of goods, for them to sell them themselves. I just am not convinced that there's a whole lot of buyers, like Poshmark users in there purchasing. I still think it's a lot of resellers. So I don't know. I haven't done a live show in a while, like a physical live show. It's probably been a month. And I was like, oh, I think they're starting to take off more, but I don't know if they are. I don't know what my thoughts are. I definitely prefer traditional reselling over that. And yeah, and I mean, this is just me complaining, but I find because I do my shows in the evening during the week, it also takes away from my family time. And in the evening during the week, that's when we like to hang out, watch our TV shows, make supper. I mean, everyone's in school and working during the day, so that also takes an evening from our family time. So yeah, that's my live show recap. I still don't know what I think about them. They're not, yeah. I hope they get better. I do. And I do wish it was totally separate from the app. One of the big positives though, is I think live shows trigger more sales. I think they have a positive impact on your closet and the algorithm. I think it brings eyes to your closet. It brings people. So just like general shoppers maybe are like, oh, they're having a live show. What's in their closet, right? So I do think there's that benefit. And that's another big reason why I did it. Because I was like, man, sales are super slow. I should do one of these and just like see if it gets sales rolling. And it did. I had a really good week. Like this week, as of right now, I think my sales are at $1,200 or $1,300, which is pretty good because they were really bad there at the beginning of the month, like really bad. And yeah, I can't keep doing live shows consistently. I just cannot source the inventory and I have to filter through, right, that low cost of good stuff. But okay, enough. Don't want to talk about live shows. Let's do something fun. We're still at the beginning of the year. I want to know, what are some of your goals right now? What goals are you working towards in January? Like, what did you set? This is what I'm going to do. This is my plan. Drop them down below. Let's hear, where are we at? What are we working towards? So for me personally, I am working towards that ASP. I am working towards having that ASP above $50 and listing 40 items a week. I am falling short on the listing 40 items a week. I am not going to lie. I am sucking at that. And I have a ton of items. I just have not had enough hours in the day. So I think starting next week, I really got to pick up my pants and get going with it. But those are my business goals right now. Those are 2 hard rules. Like that's what I'm shooting for. And then obviously just like growth. And then there's other areas of my business that I'm doing things. But for the reselling part, that's what I want to do. I want to know, what are you working towards? What are your goals? Big or small? I don't care. Drop them down. All right. On that note, I'm going to let you guys go. This has been a long video. It's a little bit different. I'm a little bit more casual today. I have a toque. Personally, it is a hair wash day and I need to get my roots done. And I was like, I am putting a toque on for today. And this is really how I look in normal life. Like if you've seen me out at Value Village or out sourcing somewhere, this is typically how you're going to see me. And I'm wearing camo joggers from Aritzia. This is my MO. This is how I look. So anyways, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be waiting to read all of your comments because we got a lot of stuff to chat about here. If this video helps you in your reselling business, make sure to give me a thumbs up and also tap subscribe on your way out. Wishing you guys all many sales because we need it right now. We need so much of this right now. And I will see you next time. Bye.